The airport was eerily quiet at 2 a.m., the kind of quiet that made the hum of the fluorescent lights almost deafening. Jack Parker, a single dad in his early 30s, slumped into a hard, uncomfortable chair near Gate 12, cradling his 7-year-old daughter, Emma. Their flight had been delayed indefinitely due to a storm, leaving them stranded with nothing but the echo of announcements and the occasional rolling suitcase. Jack rubbed his eyes, trying to push aside the exhaustion, both from travel and life itself. Raising a child alone wasn't easy, balancing work, parenting, and the emotional weight of a family he had lost too soon. Emma, curled against his chest, murmured sleepily, "Daddy, are we ever going home?" The question pierced him, a tender reminder of the burden he carried. Across the aisle, a woman in a sharp suit glanced up from her laptop. Her posture, precise and controlled, betrayed years of authority. This was Olivia Bennett, a CEO known in the business world for her unapproachable demeanor and relentless drive. To anyone watching, she seemed untouchable, someone who lived in schedules and spreadsheets, not airports at 2 a.m. Fate, however, has a way of rearranging plans. A loud crash of luggage and a wail from a baby somewhere in the terminal made Olivia glance up. Her eyes met Jack's, and she saw something she hadn't expected: raw, unfiltered exhaustion mixed with unwavering care. Emma stirred and reached for a storybook Jack had dug out from his backpack, its pages frayed from love and frequent use. Olivia felt a pang of recognition, the kind of feeling she thought she'd left behind in her own lonely life. Jack, unaware of who sat beside him, smiled apologetically. "Sorry, it's a long night for us." Olivia gave a small nod, then, in an uncharacteristic impulse, asked, "Do you want some help keeping her entertained?" That simple offer sparked a conversation neither of them expected. As hours passed, Jack shared stories about Emma's quirks, the small victories of a child growing up with a single parent, and the quiet heartbreaks that came with missing out on a normal family life. Olivia shared fragments of her world too, carefully choosing what to reveal, just enough to let him see the person behind the CEO title. By the time the first light of dawn crept through the terminal windows, a bond had formed. Not the whirlwind kind that movies promise, but a quiet understanding. Two lives, different in every way, suddenly connected over shared humanity, exhaustion, and the small miracle of companionship in the middle of chaos. Finally, the announcement came: their flight would resume in an hour. Jack buckled Emma into her seat, her eyelids heavy but a smile tugging at her lips. Olivia, sitting next to him, noticed the gentleness in his movements, the way he adjusted the seatbelt, the soft hum he made to soothe Emma's fidgeting. She realized then that she hadn't been looking at a single father, she had been watching a man whose love was palpable, visible in every small gesture. As the plane lifted off, turbulence shook the cabin, and Emma instinctively grabbed Jack's hand. Olivia reached out, lightly touching Jack's shoulder in solidarity. He glanced at her and smiled, a mixture of gratitude and curiosity. "Thank you," he said quietly. "For everything. You didn't have to." Olivia shook her head, feeling a warmth she hadn't experienced in years. "I wanted to." Over the next few weeks, what began as an accidental meeting turned into something more intentional. Emails became calls, calls became lunches, and lunches slowly became evenings spent in laughter and quiet conversation. Jack saw the tenderness in Olivia's eyes that she never allowed anyone else to see. Olivia saw the strength in Jack's hands that had held his daughter through every storm life threw at them. Challenges, of course, remained. Jack's schedule was unpredictable, and Olivia's career demanded relentless attention. Yet, they discovered a rhythm that worked, a balance of vulnerability and trust. Emma warmed up to Olivia, calling her by her first name at first, and later, more naturally, something that felt like family. One evening, as they walked hand in hand through a park near Jack's apartment, Olivia stopped, looked at Jack, and said, "I never thought an overnight at an airport would change my life. But here we are." Jack smiled, holding both Olivia's hand and Emma's small hand. "Life has a funny way of teaching us what really matters," he said. "Sometimes, it just takes the right person beside you to see it." In the quiet warmth of that evening, three hearts, once scattered, weary, and cautious, found a new rhythm. The airport encounter, a night of exhaustion and uncertainty, became the unexpected beginning of love, family, and hope. And in that moment, they realized something beautiful: love doesn't always come in perfect timing. Sometimes, it comes in the middle of a storm in a worn out airport chair, when two souls recognize each other without even knowing their names.